Hey there, welcome back to the channel. They disappeared. Maybe it was a slow fade, maybe it was sudden. One moment, you were everything. The next, silence. No texts, no calls, no explanation. Just you, left staring at a screen that stopped lighting up. And now, months later, they finally reach out. That message shows up. Hey, I've been thinking about you. How have you been? It's casual, almost innocent, but inside you, it's chaos. Your heart races, your mind replays the pain, and something deep inside you wants to respond, to fix, to reconnect. But pause, breathe. This is the moment that will define your power, because what you do now, after months of silence, will either reclaim your dignity or surrender it. Don't make the mistake most people make. Don't rush to reply with open arms and wounded hope. You are no longer the same person who waited, cried, begged, questioned their worth. That version of you doesn't live here anymore. They left without warning, but you survived without explanation. And that's not weakness, that's strength. You lived through their silence, and in that silence you grew. You learned to soothe yourself. You found peace in solitude. You became your own home. So don't betray that growth just because someone who couldn't handle your presence now misses your absence. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Their message is not proof of change. It might just be craving your warmth, your energy, your forgiveness, without having done the work to deserve it. And you are no longer handing yourself out for free. This moment is your test, not of whether they've changed, but whether you have. Whether you've learned that silence is not always an ending. Sometimes it's an invitation to rediscover yourself, to upgrade your standards, to realize that closure isn't something they give you. It's something you claim. The mistake you must avoid is forgetting who you became in their absence. The mistake is thinking that their message means more than your healing. So don't respond with the part of you that's still wounded. Respond, if you must, from the part of you that's whole. This video isn't about hating them, it's about honoring you. About choosing peace over old patterns, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over validation. Because this time, you're not replying from desperation. You're responding from power. And if that power means silence, let it be. Stay with me. I'm going to walk you through the 6 biggest truths you must hold on to when they finally reach out after months of silence. You deserve answers, but more than that, you deserve strength, peace, and the version of you that refuses to shrink just because someone remembered your name. Let's begin. Number 1, don't confuse their message with their effort. When that text finally comes through after months of nothing, your heart wants to believe it means something deep, that they missed you, that they realized your worth, that maybe now things will be different. But here's where people fall into the trap. They confuse a message with effort. "Hey, how are you?" after leaving you in silence for months is not effort. It's convenience, it's ego, it's curiosity. It's a whisper after a storm, and you can't let that whisper fool you into believing it's love. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." That's the thing. Truth requires accountability, effort, consistency. Anyone can send a message. It takes seconds. It doesn't require growth. It doesn't require maturity. But showing up with changed behavior, that takes time. That takes courage. That takes something real. And when someone disappears for months, only to come back with small talk and no acknowledgement of their absence, that's not growth. That's access seeking. That's them checking if the door is still open. And you? You don't owe anyone a key to your peace just because they remembered where you live. Your healing journey deserves more than digital breadcrumbs. You've built something sacred in their silence. You've rebuilt your heart. You've learned to wake up without their messages. You've trained your soul to find peace in your own presence. Don't give all that up for a few recycled words. You're not here to entertain someone's guilt. You're here to protect your peace. If they want back into your life, they need to do more than knock. They need to explain the silence. They need to respect the healing. They need to show real effort, actions, not just empty lines. You don't respond from the same place that once begged for closure. You respond from your wholeness. You ask yourself, does this message match the energy I deserve? Or is it just another test of my boundaries? Because, trust me, when you stop confusing effort with convenience, you stop falling for the same pain in a different disguise. This time, you're not rushing to reply. You're taking a breath, reading between the lines and remembering. Your silence is a language too, and it speaks volumes about your strength. Drop this affirmation in the comments. A message is not effort. My peace is too sacred to gamble. They had their chance when your heart was wide open. Now they have to earn what they once expected for free. Number 2, don't let nostalgia erase the truth. When someone reaches out after months of silence, your mind doesn't just see the message, it replays the memories. It floods you with flashbacks of better days, sweet words, laughter, and the moments that made your heart feel alive. Nostalgia becomes a filter, and suddenly the pain starts to fade behind the highlights. But here's the danger. Nostalgia is a liar. It shows you what felt good and hides what hurt. It exaggerates connection and downplays the damage. And in that emotional fog, you forget why they left, how they disappeared, and how they treated your love like an option. Epictetus said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And when it comes to broken relationships, it's our imagined version of them that breaks us more than the actual person. Because the truth is, if they were everything your memory wants to believe, they wouldn't have vanished. They wouldn't have stayed silent when you were hurting. They wouldn't be texting you now like nothing happened. Real love shows up. Real commitment communicates. Real care doesn't leave you drowning in confusion and call it space. You have to stop letting a few good memories outweigh the entire pattern of their behavior. It wasn't just a bad day. It was a consistent lack of respect, presence, and effort. Nostalgia will tempt you to remember how they made you feel on their best day. But healing demands you also remember how they made you feel on their worst. You can honor the good times without denying the truth. You can look back with gratitude, but you move forward with clarity. Because clarity doesn't come from what you wish they were. It comes from what they've actually shown you. You're not rejecting love. You're rejecting inconsistency. You're not cold-hearted. You're just tired of rewriting the same painful chapter. And if they want another chance, they need to acknowledge the story, not expect you to pretend it never happened. Don't let your own heart trick you into giving up your peace for the illusion of what once was. You deserve love that's consistent, not convenient. You deserve presence, not promises. You deserve truth, not emotional time travel. This is your life, not a memory museum. The future is waiting for you to choose it over a past that didn't choose you. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I honor the past, but I don't live there anymore. Your growth is too powerful to be undone by a highlight reel. Nostalgia doesn't get to make decisions. clarity does. And clarity says, if they were the one, they wouldn't have needed distance to realize it. Number 3, don't apologize for how you survived their silence. When they come back after months of silence, they often expect to find you the same, still waiting, still available, still broken. And when they realize you've changed, maybe you're colder, maybe you're cautious, maybe you've built walls, they'll say you've become distant, guarded, unrecognizable. But let me tell you something important. You don't owe anyone an apology for how you had to heal. You don't owe anyone softness after they hardened you through abandonment. You're not the villain for protecting your peace. You're the hero for saving your own life when they were nowhere to be found. Marcus Aurelius said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." You survived what tried to silence your spirit. You picked up your own pieces in the dark. You learned how to stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. You stopped hoping for closure. You stopped crying over someone who vanished without explanation. And now they're back. Expecting what? A warm welcome? A heart that hasn't evolved? That's not how growth works. You adapted. You toughened. You became someone who knows their worth because you were forced to live without the love you gave so freely. So when they accuse you of being cold, remind yourself, this isn't bitterness, it's boundaries. This isn't rudeness, it's reality. You don't have to apologize for the walls you built when they were the reason you needed them. You're not being unfair, you're being honest. And honesty is the one thing they didn't offer when they disappeared. Don't shrink now. Don't try to soften your voice or hide your strength just to make them comfortable. If they feel the difference in your energy, good. That's what absence teaches. That's what silence builds. If they didn't want you to change, they shouldn't have left. And if they want access now, they need to meet the version of you they helped create and respect the boundaries she lives by. You're not cold, you're clear. You're not angry, you're aware. And you're not waiting, you're walking forward. Apologizing for your growth only invites more pain. But standing in it, that invites peace. And peace is more important than pleasing someone who made you feel disposable. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I don't apologize for healing. I protect my peace unapologetically. If they come back confused by your strength, let them stay confused. You didn't fight this hard to return to who you were before they broke you. You're not the same. You're wiser. And now that you've met your own power, don't ever trade it for their comfort. Number 4, don't mistake familiarity for compatibility. When someone from your past suddenly reappears, especially after weeks or months of silence, your heart may feel comforted just by their presence. It feels familiar, safe, like a voice you once knew by heart is calling you home. But here's the truth you can't forget. Just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's right for you. You're not here to relive old patterns. You're here to break them. Familiarity is not the same as compatibility. It's possible to feel drawn to someone who once hurt you, not because they're good for you, but because your nervous system remembers them. They remind you of a time when you felt something deeply, even if what you felt was chaos. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So when your thoughts are rooted in longing, old bonds, or unfinished stories, your soul will try to paint that pain as romance. But it's not. Compatibility isn't built on memories. It's built on mutual growth, effort, respect, and shared values. You don't just need someone who feels familiar. You need someone who shows up, who communicates, who chooses you in both peace and conflict. Familiarity can be a trap. It can make you lower your standards just because it feels emotionally comfortable. But let me ask you this. Were you really comfortable in that relationship? Or did you just get used to being anxious, confused, and unfulfilled? Don't let your heart mistake survival mode for love. You've grown. You've started thinking clearer, breathing deeper, living with more intention. Don't undo that progress for someone who's returning to a version of you they expect to still be there. That version is gone. You're not craving chaos anymore. You're craving consistency. You're not excited by mixed signals. You want truth. You're not drawn to emotional highs and lows. You want safety. Emotional familiarity might feel like home, but if that home was built on emotional neglect, silence, or one-sided effort, you don't belong there anymore. Your new standard isn't just connection, it's compatibility, it's alignment, it's peace. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Familiar doesn't mean forever. I choose what's right, not what's old. Let your silence speak for the lessons you've learned. Let your caution be your crown. You're not closing the door out of hate. You're doing it out of clarity. Because compatibility isn't about how well they used to know you. It's about how well they meet the new you, the healed you, the you that refuses to go backward. Number 5, don't chase closure, create it. One of the most dangerous mistakes people make when someone finally reaches out after months of silence is believing this is their moment for closure, that somehow this message will explain the pain, justify the confusion, and bring the peace they've been waiting for. But here's the truth. Closure is not something they give you. It's something you decide. Waiting for someone to hand you peace is like waiting for the storm to apologize for raining. It won't, and you don't need it to. Seneca said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. What you think you need from them is not closure, it's permission. Permission to move on, permission to let go, permission to heal. But you don't need their words to release your pain. You don't need their validation to rewrite your story. You've already survived the hardest part, being left in silence and learning how to stand anyway. That was your closure. Every sleepless night you turned into self-reflection. Every unanswered question you turned into self-trust. Every piece of their absence you turned into your foundation. That was closure. They don't get to return and pretend the damage didn't happen, and you don't have to entertain their presence just because you're still healing. Healing doesn't require their apology. It requires your decision. You get to close the chapter without ever hearing, "I'm sorry." You get to rewrite the ending without their input. You get to protect your heart without needing them to understand why. Sometimes the closure you need is not a conversation, it's a boundary. It's looking at their message and realizing it doesn't move you anymore. It's choosing not to respond, not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. It's knowing that closure comes when you stop hoping the past will finally explain itself, and instead start building a future that no longer waits for permission to begin. This is your power. Your silence can be louder than any text. Your peace can be stronger than any apology. And your clarity is the only explanation you need. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I don't wait for closure. I create it. You're not stuck because of them. You're stuck because you thought they held the final word in a story that you're still writing. But today, you take the pen back. Today, you say enough. Not because you hate them, but because you love yourself enough to stop bleeding for someone who only just remembered you existed. Closure isn't what they give you. It's what you give yourself when you finally say, I'm done needing them to understand me in order to feel whole. Number 6, don't let this distraction delay your destiny. When someone reappears after vanishing for months, they're not just showing up in your inbox, they're showing up in your head, in your emotions, in your energy. And if you're not careful, their sudden presence becomes the very thing that pulls you off the path you've been building without them. Because you've been rising, quietly, powerfully. Maybe no one else saw it, but you did. You showed up for yourself when they didn't. You rebuilt your confidence, started healing your heart, began investing in your goals. But now, with just one message, the temptation to look back becomes overwhelming. And this is where your real test begins, not just in whether you reply, but in whether you allow this to detour your direction. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Their message is an outside event. Your focus, your healing, your purpose, that's where your power lives. You have to remember that your life didn't pause when they left. It expanded, maybe painfully, maybe slowly, but it did. You were building something sacred in that silence. Peace, purpose, clarity. Don't trade all of that just to revisit a chapter that already proved it couldn't carry your story forward. Every second you spend wondering why they left or why they came back now is a second stolen from the life you're meant to build. Distraction doesn't always come in the form of chaos. Sometimes it comes looking like love. Sometimes it sounds like, "I miss you." But what it really means is, "I miss the access." You're not here to be anyone's comfort zone while they explore other options. You're not here to restart a cycle you already outgrew. You are here for your purpose, and if they don't align with that, then their message is noise, not a sign. You don't have to hate them, but you also don't have to entertain them. Love isn't just about emotion, it's about direction. Where are they headed? Where are you headed? If the answer is not the same, then it doesn't matter how familiar their presence feels. It's time to double down on your mission. Time to choose the future over nostalgia. Time to say, "I've got things to do, a life to live, and I won't let someone's confusion slow me down." Drop this affirmation in the comments. "I will not let their return distract me from my rise." This is your season, your journey, your next level, and no one who left you lost has the right to pull you off track now that you've found yourself. The best response to their message might not be a reply. It might be silence, success, and a life so aligned they never get to interrupt it again. They finally reached out. But let me be clear, just because they returned doesn't mean you owe them anything. You don't owe them a reply. You don't owe them softness. You don't owe them access to the new you that was built in their absence. What they took for granted before, they don't get to casually reclaim now. You've come too far. You've cried the tears, asked the questions, rebuilt your self-worth piece by piece. And just when you started feeling whole again, they show up with a few words like that's enough. But this time, you're not making decisions out of loneliness. You're choosing from strength. You're not looking for answers. They're already inside you. You're not hoping they've changed. You've changed. This video wasn't just about them texting you. It's about what you do with your power now that they have. Do you fall back into old patterns, or do you rise into the person your future is begging you to become? Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The same goes for you. Don't waste time wondering what love should look like. Be the love, be the peace, be the clarity, and let anyone who returns to your life rise to your level or stay exactly where they are, in your past. Don't forget how far you've come. Don't forget the silence you survived. Don't forget the nights you held your heart together when no one else was there to catch it. That wasn't weakness, that was becoming. And now, Your next step isn't about them, it's about you. You get to choose what you entertain. You get to choose what you allow. You get to say, "Not this time. I love myself more." If this video stirred something inside you, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose myself. I don't wait for closure. I am the closure. And if this message gave you strength, direction, or even just a moment of clarity, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Turn on the notifications, because we're not done growing. We're not done healing. We're just getting started. Every video from here will take you deeper into your power, your peace, your self-respect. No more waiting on people to return. No more begging for love. You are the love. You are the power. You are the lesson they'll never forget. And that silence, it wasn't empty. It was you learning how to roar without making a sound. Stay strong. Stay silent. Stay powerful. I'll see you in the next video.